Hi everyone, I hope you all. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into XRP once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big up CoinsKid crew. So right now, I think that obviously you're coming down. You got this whopping correction just there. You had this whopping correction just there. You had this whopping correction just there. But one thing we've got right now is a key level resistance above us that I do think that once we start to close outside of that resistance, you confirming a breakout down the line and a retracement to this high at least. Okay, so we're not getting it yet, and I do anticipate that that level of resistance will be tested. And it's this sloping trend line. Do you see this? Look, you got the sloping trend line just there. You got the sloping trend line just there, and eventually when you closed outside, everyone was getting really bullish, but you fell back to support, and that was your entry point, and then you rode it up basically. And this is why you need to zoom out. So right here, you're coming down, resistance, resistance, resistance. You got really overextended here, really far away from the EMAs and this trend line. Okay, and at this point, some kind of capitulation, and immediately started to retrace back up to the trend line. Okay, and the EMAs. This is something I'm anticipating here for XRP, because again, you're really overextended here in this retracement that you're going through to this low. Okay, because this is impulsive and this is corrective. Okay, and what you're doing, you're moving upstairs impulsively, correctively. You're looking to hold support to come back up to have another go at this high. Okay, pretty much like what you did here. You got that high, lower high, and you ran into it, you made a lower high. Everyone really bearish, you're retracing to this low, you held it as support, you start to come back up into the trend line, into the EMAs. At that point, broke out, confirmed the breakout by backtesting resistance as support, confirmation, see you later. And at that point, wow, rocket ships. Okay, so people forget, you just got to zoom out, because like I said to you, it's on this long journey, this long road, and these up and down, these waveforms are just part of the cycles of crypto. Okay, and each and every cycle, when it comes down, people calling for that bubble pop and everything down here, people calling for that bubble pop. But you can see you've got a key level of support and a key level of resistance, and any time you are really overextended from the EMAs, what happens? You retrace into them. Really overextended from the EMAs, you retrace into them. Really overextended from the EMAs right here, guys. Okay, it doesn't mean confirmation 100% that you're going to do this, but I'm more biased to you doing this than this. Okay, understand? So again, anything can happen, but what I'm looking for is, hold support. At a minute, you retrace into the golden ratio, fantastic. If it gets nasty, just put some bids on the 702 down there at 2455. If you start to roll again, you can see on the fibs, that's an amazing level of support just there for XRP. Okay, and at that point, whenever you do start to come back up here for XRP, because you're really overextended, look at the gap from this trend line and equally the EMAs on the monthly time frame. Whenever you do start to come back up, this is a major level of resistance for XRP. Now, if you start to close above that, that could give the precursor that, wow, you're looking at some kind of a huge impulsive move here. And this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, and this is a wave 3 of this new cycle that we're in here for chain XRP going forward. Okay, so one thing I want to see is the break of this trend line. Okay, equally getting back above DMAs as well, because you're almost on the cusp of creating a death cross on a monthly time frame, which wouldn't be a good statement from XRP, because it could say, okay, you're in this whopping bear market right now, you're confirming it, and you're just going to keep doing this and coming down forever. Okay, and the bubble's popped, and it's some kind of big monster double top here. Is your key level support. You've got a big massive descending triangle on the monthly time frame. You're going to come down like this, coil up, and then you go, and the bubble has popped. Is it doing it yet? Is it possible? Of course it is. But anyway, that's a different story, and if it comes to that, we'll look at that. But I don't necessarily anticipate it, but just because I don't anticipate it doesn't mean it won't happen. So what I'm looking for here, a confirmation of a break and a retracement to this high, is one simple thing: close above this trend line, because you can see whenever you close above it, fantastic. Wait for the pullback for support and confirmation of support, and that's where you sort of ride that wave up. Again, closed above it, yay, we're going to the moon, but you didn't. You fell back to support over quite a long period of time just there. Everyone would have thought you were doing something like this, but you've broken out of a trend line, falling back to support. Beautiful when you break out. Okay, so yeah, again, same again, broken out, fall back to support, break out. Okay, so right here, break out, fall back to support, entry point, wow, ride it up, possibly leading into next year. So that's basically a zoomed out view on XRP. Don't get bogged down. Obviously, this could happen. If it does, it's nasty, and that's why I say to you, it's a key level support, and this is what you're doing right now. You come up impulsively, and you're tracing, looking for the continuation of this larger trend that you're in since this bear market bottom down here. Okay, for XRP. So hopefully we find support, and hopefully we bounce somewhere and we start to come back up and break this resistance. Gives a looking glass, close outside, fall back to support, entry point, ride it up, take out that high. Okay, down the line for XRP. So just looking on the hourly time frame here for XRP, then there's something that's going on here. I'm going to show you. This is all tradable. So this is an ascending level of support. Do you see that? That's support just there that you're constantly falling back to, and right now you've got a major level of resistance just there. This trend line just there for XRP. Okay, so this was your low, this is your high, this is your high low, this is your higher high, and right now that could be classed as a higher low, okay, and right now that's a lower low. So what's happening here, you're coiling up, okay, you're coiling up. So is it a fact that all you've done is retrace and that's your high, and right now you're coming back down? Possibly. A precursor to that could be if you do start to lose support of this trend line that you've been finding support on, okay, use the candle bodies and that, where they're opening and closing, okay. If you lose support of that, that could be a precursor. If you start closing out on the hourly time frame, you've got 33 seconds for the close, but if you do start to come down like this and you close below that, that could be a precursor, okay, that this is your high, and what's happening is a retracement and you're looking at another impulsive move to the downside, and it's tradable, because at that point if you start to close below this support, it could be a short opportunity to come down at least to retest this low. And this is why, you know, you always use stop losses. From here to there could be a 6% minimal dump for XRP to come in and retest that low, and if you lose that low and this is your high just there for XRP, then you're looking at these levels, okay, from there to there. So if this is basically some kind of ABC correction just there, okay, this is some kind of ABC like that, that's an A wave, that's a B wave, and that's your C wave. That's an ABC correction to this high from where you've come down. So you've got this big waterfall, correction back up to the waterfall, and then you're looking for the continuation. So the confirmation of that would be if you start to close below this key level support, because you can see this is actually quite bullish, because what you've got is this low, this high, high low, higher high, high low. Do you see that? So if you start to break out here and you start to take out that high, that's another higher high. But at that point I would say, okay, well you trend exhaustion, you're going to run into resistance and you're going to come back for support, okay. So let's keep an eye on this, because at the minute, you know, you are coiling up here for XRP. You're potentially doing something like that, and what we always do on this channel, we trade on confirmation. Close outside of that, you've got an impulsive move to the upside. Close below that support, you're going to come down basically, and you're going to retrace to that low. You know, so you know, this is what we do, trade the ranges. I always taught you that. We've traded this massive dump here because we closed that outside that support previously. Do you remember? In a very similar fashion, a big horizontal on the daily time frame. So anyway, the bullish thing here for XRP, okay, is the fact that you've got this low and you've got this high, okay. So what you did here for XRP, let me show you. I'll try and teach you everything. So from that high down to there, you can see that high there, you broke out, okay, there's your high, and what happened, you retraced. Where did you find support? On the 786. That's always a pretty decent area to retrace to, okay. And you can see you found support on the 786, then you bolted out, okay, and then you met that resistance. So then this is retracing to this low because it's an impulsive break. Let me show you. So that's your high, that's your low, and now take a look at that on that wick just there. You can see that high and low, you ran into the 1618. Always a good area to take profit on your trade. So once you broke that high just there, you was in a target around about 5.6%. TP on that and start to come for your retracement, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're coming in for retracement from here all the way back down to this low, okay. And you can see you found support on the 786 again, pretty much like this one did. This broke 786 support, came up, broke out, 1618 target met. Right now you're retracing to the 786 again, and you're looking to break again, but what's happening is you're running into resistance just there, okay. So you're coiling up, the big question is, are you going to break out and take out that high and put in another 1618 target, or are you going to start to roll here and retest that low? And this is trading basically. So at the minute you're breaking out, you fall into the EMAs, which is nice. You've got these EMAs on the hourly time frame which are holding you, so you could potentially create some kind of continuation pattern there. And if you do start to break out here, you're going to put a 1618 target, and I'm going to give you it, okay. And this is all tradable on Bybit. So from here right now, that's your low, you trace the 786 to this low, impulsive, corrective. If you're looking at another impulsive break, that's your target, okay. Let me drop that in for you. So that's your target for XRP, and that is 03745. And from here right now, with a really tight stop loss, you could be looking at a 14% long op. And this is trading. This is trading basically. Your stop loss. Where's your stop loss? Okay, for me, it would be if you start to close outside of this level of support. Okay, so again, you could trade on confirmation. You start to close outside of that, you're confirming the break, and you're looking at that, and you've broken out this horizontal you're calling up inside of. This is trading. Okay, I try and teach you everything I see and everything I know in the space. Get fibs into your chart. They're amazing. You can see that we met the 1618 just there. We retraced the 786, pretty much like this retracement was the 786 as well. You know, so the next target, if you do start to break this high and close outside this level of resistance, is at 03745, and it could start to indicate that this is actually your low right now, and you're not necessarily going to come down to 702 or the 1618 fib target down there below 30 cents, and it could actually indicate that it's the low, and we're looking relatively bullish here for Chainlink. I'm going to say Chainlink, I do apologise, for XRP going forward. I do apologise for taking your time. Please do, you know, trade with caution. Don't be a degen. Don't over leverage. Don't go in with all your life savings. It's trading. You can trade the ranges, okay? Take care, everyone. Back to another update on XRP. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.